Hello everyone, welcome to LUKMAAN IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 25th December 2020. So let us see which are the important articles in today's The Hindu newspaper. So yes, these are the important articles for mains purpose and for prelims purpose. Let us see one by one. First article on page number 6, editorial page. Now yes, we have been discussing this issue of farm protest or farmers protest for quite a time now. However, the article is again discussing similar kind of points. Let's say the article provides you summary of all important issues. However, the aspect that is not yet discussed, or let's say how to structurize the content, like what are the, let's say, realities and what are the half truths, that is what the article is talking about. कि कुछ चीज़ें सही है, कुछ चीज़ें गलत है, ठीक है, दोनों की तरफ से, फार्मर्स की तरफ से और गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से. तो आपने आंसर में उसको कितने अच्छे से उसको आप यू कैन पुट डाउन अकॉर्डिंग टू डिमांड ऑफ द क्वेश्चन, दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन हाउ दिस आर्टिकल इज स्ट्रक्चराइज. यू कैन लुक एट द आर्टिकल. लेट अस सी व्हाट इज गिवन इन द आर्टिकल and then we can understand how it is structurized. Okay, so in initial part it is talking about protesters complete truth, then government's complete truth, then half truth of the protesters, half truth of the government. Okay, so this is how we have to understand that whatever the arguments we are providing, whether they are completely true or let's say partially true. ठीक है, तो ये हमें पता होना चाहिए. That's why we are discussing this article. Farmers of Punjab and Haryana alone provide as much as 45% of the marketable surplus of wheat and rice by leveraging APMC's regulations and MSP. So this is protester truth. So we can understand why they are, let's say, protesting. This is the main aspect. These provisions were put in place 50 years ago to attract farmers to participate in green revolution. That this program worked best in Punjab and Haryana because progressive farmers were at the political helm of in these states. As a result, MSP became identified with wheat and rice and let's say the two main crops of Punjab and Haryana. At the same time, Artiyas or the middlemen, mandi middlemen, are not seen as villains by the farmers in Punjab and Haryana. So we can understand the present reforms that has been taken by the central government through that law for the free movement of food grains. It wants to eliminate this middlemen. However, Punjab Haryana farmers do not consider them as obstacle, rather they are facilitator according to them. For example, you can see here they function as lifeline links. Besides helping in weighing, grading and sorting grain, most of them are also fertilizer and pesticide agents, money lenders and general knowledge providers. Okay, so APMC mandis charge the transaction fees or cess which the state pockets or revenue for the state government. These proceeds of let's say revenue are used primarily to make better roads and storage facilities. We have already discussed this point, that how Punjab government uses that revenue generated through APMC fees cess for building good roads, good infrastructure, storage facilities for further facilitation for the farmers, right? So these are the protester truth. ये सही है, ठीक है, arguments in their favor. What are the arguments in favor of government? The government क्या सच बोल रहा है? Yes, surely MSP, minimum support price, has never been a law. It has been only a policy of the government from time to time, and therefore to demand to be it be made a law now is unfair. Like everything else, agriculture produce should also obey market price fluctuations. Now we can understand the present government is of the view that almost each and every, let's say, input subsidies, like for example the fertilizer subsidy and all, let's say even the subsidies given on petrol and diesel, all these subsidies are somehow removed by the present government. Slowly we are moving towards the market mechanism in all these, let's say, areas. So that's why the agriculture produce should also be facing fluctuations of the market, and ultimately the price stabilization will achieve through demand and supply dynamics. There will be good years, there will be bad years, and this is how agriculture market function everywhere and for every other crop in India as well, right? We can understand that MSP is there for so many crops in India, but only the, let's say, compulsory procurement happens for wheat and rice only. Other, let's say, crops generally are sold by the farmers at the market price. So not to worry about, let's say, that as the new mechanism is being introduced, there is no such thing. As there is no food shortage today, the provisions of Green Revolution should no longer be binding, right? Along with that, farmers get huge subsidies from state to the tune of 2 to 2.5% of GDP. ठीक है, तो ये एक फैक्ट आपको पता होनी चाहिए. एज कंपेयर टू फार्मर्स इन यूनाइटेड स्टेट, यूरोपियन यूनियन, लैटिन अमेरिका एंड इवन जापान, they do not receive such kind of high level of subsidies. However, we need to understand that these subsidies, when we talk about per head or per farmer, subsidies are very low as compared to these developed states. ठीक है. What are the half truths of the protesters? Protesters are putting out half truth when they argue that MSP should be made law. MSP was never a law and it was always a policy. So farmers' demand is not really to roll back the new agriculture bills, rather they claim to bring a fresh one that makes MSP a law. Fine. So along with that, there are some half truths of the government, like it is true that mainly big farmers and not small and marginal ones go to mandis. Okay, so this is also one of the important aspect, that there are let's say density of mandis is low and therefore a reach of mandi is low. So they should be provided some more options, and here comes the role of private players. It is true that farmers in Punjab and Haryana have created ecological crisis. Yes, this is also the partially important aspect to be considered. In Punjab and Haryana, we can understand wheat and rice, which are especially rice, which is water thirsty crop, and intensive irrigation is practiced. However, this is not agroclimatically suitable crop in that region, and therefore it is impacting the soil productivity, soil fertility. Along with that, it is somehow degrading or let's say depleting the groundwater resources in that region. Okay, तो ये एक issue है, हम बोल सकते हैं कि ecological crisis. So in conclusion, we can understand that whenever any section of the society, when the benefits of subsidies, when they are discontinued to that section of society, they will let's say somehow protest. ठीक है, तो जैसे कि बहुत सारे सब्सिडीज अलग अलग सेक्शंस ऑफ सोसाइटी को दिए जाते हैं. देयर आर सब्सिडीज इन टर्म्स ऑफ टैक्स बेनिफिट्स टू द बिजनेस सेक्टर. देयर आर सम सब्सिडीज इन टर्म्स ऑफ हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस टू द गवर्नमेंट, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज. फार्मर्स का हमने अभी देखा है सब्सिडीज. So somehow we can understand if they are discontinued, there will be protest. However, we have to understand that here the role of the government is that make sure that each and every, let's say, beneficiary of that section is consulted while before taking decision. At the same time, long term benefits of the decisions should be conveyed to the people effectively. So effective communication is important aspect. That at present we can understand the deadlock being between the farmers and the government that is going on. Somehow the solution for that purpose is not yet achieved. So we will have follow up on how the government will approach in future. Fine. So yes, Manipur's Zomi people push for BTC like council, Bodo Land Territorial Council, जो अभी हमने recently news में पढ़ा था. Right, Bodo Accord and all these things. In ED lecture also we have discussed this. So this Bodo Accord, and along with that we can say that similar kind of, let's say, demands somehow will arise because of that accord. Some concessions are provided in terms of more autonomy, more powers to the Bodo people in Assam. So that's why the similar kind of, let's say, concessions will be demanded by other people also, and this is one of them, Zomi ethnic group. So Zomi council representing 9 Zomi tribes of Manipur. Okay, they are demanding that there should be similar kind of autonomy and powers like BDC, and creation of Zooland Territorial Council, ZTC, under 6th schedule of constitution. However, some basics for prelims. At present, 6th schedule currently includes 10 autonomous district councils of 4 states, Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Tripura. So Manipur is not included in 6th schedule, Manipur is included in 5th schedule. Okay, so these autonomous territorial councils cannot be created outside these unless and until we amend the constitution. ठीक है, तो constitutional amendment की जरूरत पड़ेगी. So let us see what happens. But yes, for prelims purpose, Northeast India culture aspect is also important, and along with that there can be, let's say, question from polity perspective, जो बोडो accord और उसके वजह से, तो वो आप reference याद रखना कि Zomi people, tribe people are also demanding such kind of autonomy on the lines of Bodo Territorial Council. Fine. So culture में आपको match the following आ सकता है कि like Mishmi tribes from Arunachal Pradesh और Zomi tribe from Manipur, Bodo people और Bodo tribe जो है वो आसाम से है. So such kind of match the following question can be there. Fine. Yes, construction major prints out a building. So the context here is that L&T, Larsen and Toubro, the construction company. So yes, engineering and construction company built a concrete building using fully automated 3D printer with indigenously developed concrete mixture and some manual labor. So 3D printing technology is very important, let's say emerging technology we can say that, and it has huge or wide applications in different areas. And kind of question that has been asked by UPSC, you can see here in 2018 the question like this was asked in prelims examination. 3D printing has applications in which of the following? This UPSC prelims 2018, preparation of confectionery items, let's say manufacturing of bionic ears, automobile industry, automotive industry, reconstructive surgeries, data processing technologies. So along with that, many other kind of, let's say, applications are now being emerged. ठीक है, तो जैसे ये है construction activity में, ठीक है. So manufacturing, construction, even biology or we can say medical field, all these are applications of 3D printing, and still it is emerging technology, we can say that, and somehow it is going to benefit in future to increase the speed of manufacturing, precision of manufacturing, reducing the requirement of labor, or we can say reducing human error. All these aspects will be, let's say, important. At the same time, such kind of construction using 3D printing technology will make housing for all viable option. So social justice में हम GS2 में जैसे बोलते हैं कि housing for all, affordable housing for all or weaker sections of society, that is important aspect, and somehow this kind of technology with minimum resources and let's say affordable housing can be created. So you can quote this example in whenever we have housing for all, use of technology. Fine. Okay. Yes. Poacher killed in Nagar Hole. So Nagar Hole National Park, वो हमारे लिए exam के लिए important है. Whenever there is, let's say, national park, biosphere reserve, wildlife sanctuary, now it is very important because 4 to 5 question into 2020 prelims examination were directly on this biosphere reserve, national park, wildlife sanctuary. Okay. So whenever any national park, wildlife sanctuary in news, we need to first find the location. This is Karnataka state and location of Nagar Hole National Park. Now you have to understand that this Nagar Hole National Park is the part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. So Nagar Hole National Park, Bandipur Tiger Reserve are part from, let's say, Karnataka, and then Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary from Kerala, and then one tiger reserve is there from Tamil Nadu. So these together form the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Okay, so it is part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. It is located northwest of Bandipur National Park, and the Kabini Reservoir separates the two park. ठीक है, तो काबिनी रिवर जो है वो दोनों को सेपरेट करती है या फिर फ्लो होता है. ठीक है. सो यस, इट इज लोकेटेड इन कर्नाटका and adjoining Bandipur Tiger Reserve and Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary in Kerala. Fine. So such kind of prelims examination question can be there. Yes. So it is located in Kerala. This is incorrect statement. It is located in Karnataka. Along with that, it is part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Correct. Then Kabini River separates it from Bandipur Reserve. Yes, this is also correct. So answer is 2 and 3. Fine. Okay. So yes, these were important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. Take input for prelims as well as mains examination accordingly, according to syllabus points. Make notes out of this lecture and these notes PDF which is attached to this video. Video link. So for further information on editorial discussion classes or ED classes wherein in-depth analysis of mains related issues and articles is done by Ansari Sir and team, you can contact LUKMAAN IAS. Thank you.